Welcome to For Good Measure, an interview series celebrating diverse composers and other creative artists. I'm Nanette McGuinness, Artistic Executive Director of Ensemble for these times. In this week's episode, we continue our Da Capo Conversations, a mini-series where we'll be giving familiar segments a topical twist. Today we revisit Valerie Liu's and Devon Lee's perspectives on who or what inspires them. Here's what Valerie Liu had to say.
Leaving nursing, familiar territory and entering a new territory is actually very scary for me. It's a bit uncomfortable at times, pursuing something new and something so different. It is very exciting, however. When I decided to change my career, I did feel a strong calling into the music field. At the same time, something else happened in my personal life, sort of gave a further push. My dad just passed away. It was a dark time for me. I didn't have a good relationship with my father. I was hoping to improve the situation sometime in my lifetime, but it was too late. He passed away before I had a chance to do that. I wish I had done more, put more effort, and sooner than late. My father had a tough life, but he loved his job. He was a writer, a journalist. He lights up every time he talks about his work. I want to be like that, doing something you love. Music is what I love. And I think my father is guiding me somehow as a mentor, looking and remembering the way he immersed so deeply in his work, gave me the courage to head towards a new direction. There are two other mentors also play an important part during my transition. One mentor is my church pastor, Jordan. He is very supportive of my career change. Whenever I have any trace of doubt, I would just go to him. He would always reassure me, pray for me, talk it out with me if needed. Another mentor is Pastor Key Battle. I follow him online and listen to his talk a lot. He did a talk on Journey to Your Dreams, and I find it very inspiring. He said to make your dreams a reality, you need to go through a process. Train your character. Learn to be patient. Learn to wait. Learn to handle bad situations as they come. Learn how to be abandoned when no one supports your dream. He said that your talent can take you to places, but your character needs to sustain you there so that you have the maturity to handle your calling. I was very inspired by his speech. As much as I would like to go straight into the music field, but having taken that stop at the medical field, I think it prepares me better because I get to witness illnesses, struggles, depression, death, warmth, courage, teamwork. It helps me understand human emotions in a deeper level, and I can express that with my music. He also said that while you wait, it's a good time to work on your gift, get prepared. Although not formally, but privately, I was always performing or working with someone in the music field. So when I do study it formally, I noticed I was making faster progress. The musical mentor, I would say it is Dr. Cecile. I was taking undergrad music theory class, and he was the one who first noticed that I write pretty good stuff. So he would ask me, can you share that with the class? I'm not sure. I was thinking it's just an exercise. It can't be that good. And I never thought I want to study music. I was definitely thinking piano. Okay. piano, piano, music education, composer. I'm scared of it. I mean, that sounds so great, but it just sounds so hard. So he's the one that kind of, pushed me a little. He said, share your piece, find someone to play your piece, let us hear it. So I think because of his encouragement, so it definitely, sort of there's this light on, like maybe you should head towards composition instead of just music in general, like music, education or, piano.
Here's what Devon Lee had to say.
I'll start with kind of talking about being in between of two worlds, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I know a lot of children of immigrants or even immigrants, especially Korean people that I've talked to, who feel kind of bad because they don't have such a strong connection to their culture or like where they came from.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's very direct. It's like I grew up there, but for some people, it's like way more distant.
Mm-hmm.
But then for me, I also have friends who are, they speak Korean so much more fluently. They are up with the times. They've lived there for a lot longer. I honestly I don't really think that, I think that to a Korean, I'm just so aggressively American. And to an American, I think I'm just like a little bit Korean, on one hand, it's been just amazing to be able to like experience both cultures, and I really love that. I feel like I'm in a really great place with that, but it also really just feel like I'm not I don't really have strong ties to either. So it's been for me this mostly applies to me personally and less musically, just like where do I fit when it comes to like where am I going to go, how do I feel about my family, are we from the same country? Are they like foreigners to me now? Kind of stuff like that. And musically, I'm kind of coming back to the sounds from more of my childhood with a lot of vigor lately.
Mm-hmm.
I really avoided it for a long time. Well, first because, it's kind of weird to isolate music from certain cultures. And sometimes I fear that it might be like, oh, it might be too gimmicky. I really don't want to make it seem like, oh, look at me, I'm from a culture. But I also don't want, by trying not to alienate it, I was kind of purposefully like keeping it away. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, um I've been really having a lot of fun lately trying to explore where um the music from my past and the images from my past, like I can how I can use the images from my present to bring that together.
Mm-hmm.
I've been listening to a lot of like not really I want to really get into more Korean traditional music, kansori, like traditional music, but also just kind of like fun, but like kind of like 80s. It's called like trot music. It's very much like, oh, we're having fun, we're
Yeah.
singing.
Yeah.
And I've been incorporating that into stuff that I've been working on, but very, very slowly. It's still been tough to figure out where it lies.
So I had a couple of questions for you. One is an observation that it sounds like you're kind of twixt and between, that
Yeah.
struggling with the notion of assimilation versus embracing versus rejecting, and what to kind of include in the larger definition of
Mm-hmm.
what makes you you. And you actually, I think, will really enjoy our next two seasons, because we have a
Oh,
2 year, wait, we have a 2 year commissioning initiative that we're calling Women Crossing Liminality. And it's about,
oh,
in the first year, the commission's project is Women in Transit. And it's about the effect of immigration and identity on women.
oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah,
And
thank you. Thank you. So it's
oh my
exactly what
God,
you're
I love
talking
that.
about. Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. I'd like you to circle back and talk a little bit about, and I'm not sure if I'm going to get this word right? Pansori, the traditional
Yeah.
Korean.
Yeah. Well, God, it's something that I have such a strong, like, I have so many strong emotions towards. I love it very much. But I want to admit right away, I am the farthest thing from an expert that could ever exist. I I'm just enjoying it from the outside. I there's so much intricacy in like the history, the performance, the repertoire that I have no idea of. I just I think my entire exposure to it was as a kid, sometimes hearing it, at school,
Hmm.
when we were learning about culture, or just doing like a festival or something. But mostly for the past couple of years, finding it on YouTube and just
Oh yeah, yeah.
enjoying it, hearing it. I think something that I find so interesting about it is that my I just feel so drawn to it in a way that feels mostly subconscious because I know so much, I know little about it, but
Hmm.
I still get I feel so stirred whenever I hear it. I get excited, I get interested.
It
Um,
speaks to you.
yeah, and I'm coming at it mostly from the perspective of an outsider.
Hmm.
And while I feel like in the past that might have made me feel kind of guilty about how much I know about my own culture, but right now I think that just makes me excited. It's like it makes me actually really excited to know that if I can look into this, then people all around the world can learn about this too. Yeah, it's just something that I know so little about, but I really love to learn more about.
I understand. So you aren't comfortable giving us a textbook definition of it. It's more that
Ooh.
you're drawn to it. That you
Well, I
couldn't.
could give you, yeah,
Mm,
sorry, I
please.
could give you some definitions that I've gathered, but with like an
Big
infinite number
asterisks.
of little asterisks. Yes,
That
exactly. Pansori, I think the romanization of it is Pansori. Sori in Korean means sound, and Pansori is a kind of traditional Korean music. It's kind of like a genre that's kind of theatrical. It involves very like steady percussion and a singer. I mostly heard just one singer performing a story, and the style is just like really fascinating and enrapturing. But what's cool is that there's always like different embellishments that remind me of like Baroque music,
yeah.
where the the singer might use like word painting or little embellishments to decorate the words.
Hmm.
Um, and it's just something that really interests me.
That sounds fascinating. Thank you. Very interesting. So you're drawn to that. You're drawn to 80s, I guess I would say kind of sort of dance music as well.
Yeah, from Korea. And I also wanted to talk a little bit about another place where I feel kind of like navigated being in between the world of more music performance and then composition.
Hmm.
Also like a more, I guess, a more traditional path and then a more personal explorative path.
Hmm.
One of my most influential mentors was John Deek, who I mentioned. Um, he used to be the assistant principal bassist of the New York Phil, but during
Hmm.
that time and long after, he had a flourishing career as a composer,
Hmm.
and then he went on to create and found the Very Young Composers Program, which was where I first started composing. So he's someone who, throughout his career, has just made it to one of the world's most prestigious orchestras and had a career in that and been just like an exceptional performer. And
Hmm.
also, he has a big repertoire of a lot of interesting music for bass and different ensembles. And just the fact that he somehow did it both, making new things and also playing older things, just really inspired me from the get go. And it's still been inspiring me. But it's been really weird, kind of trying to navigate those two areas at once.
Hmm.
You, yeah, you think that it would be pretty similar. It's like, oh, you play music, I write music. Well, we that overlaps hugely, but for me, at least, it's felt uh just difficult to figure out how to utilize my time best. I don't want to sacrifice one for the other. I feel like
Right.
that's going to be a big challenge for me going forward.
Yeah, there's the kinesthetic skill set of
Oh.
being good at an instrument,
Mm.
right? Versus the intellectual auditory skill set of writing music. They do overlap, but they're super different. And to become good at an
Yeah.
instrument, one often ends up grinding away hours and hours and hours,
Mm.
which those hours don't feel like hours because one loves one's instrument. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? The time melts
Yes.
away and you're like, oh my God, did I just spend 5 hours playing around?
Mhm.
Or whatever. Sometimes it can be a grind, but there is that love. But they are
Yeah.
different and they use time differently. So it makes perfect sense. So you're experiencing that struggle right now and aren't yet sure which love may pull you more on any given day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've really been trying to nurture both as best I can. But yeah, I've definitely been dealing with like worry that I might be lacking in either field. But I just kind of try to stay focused on my main value, which is just like making music and enjoying myself and working with people that I love. And I feel like I can do that with in both areas, and I can do my best.
Thank you for listening to For Good Measures Da Capo Conversations, and a special thank you to our guests for joining us today. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe to our podcast by clicking on the subscribe button and support us by sharing it with your friends, posting about it on social media, and leaving us a rating and a review. To learn more about E4TT, our concert season online and in the Bay Area, or to make a tax-deductible donation, please visit us at www.e4tt.org. This podcast is made possible by grants from the California Arts Council, the San Francisco Arts Commission, Grants for the Arts, and generous donors like you. For Good Measures produced by Nanette McGuinness and Ensemble for These Times and designed by Brennan Stokes, with special thanks to co-producer and audio engineer Stephanie M. Neumann. Remember to keep supporting equity in the arts and tune in next week for Good Measure.